So in this DevOps Foundation course, we will be learning these topics. First, we will learn Linux, then Bash shell scripting, Git, Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, Terraform, Ansible, and those who will be opting for AWS. For them, after this Ansible, you just tell me. I'll continue with AWS as well. So the first topic which we will be learning from today onwards is Linux. So this all these things will be covering when we start Docker. So in this course, what we are going to achieve that I'm going to show is this. First is we will be creating an infrastructure using a code. It may be any VM on the AWS, Azure or Google. In this case, it will be AWS. Okay, in our course, and some examples of Azure as well, because some of you have requested for Azure. So what we'll be doing is we have to achieve that whenever we push some code in the GitHub, okay, a VM should get provision in any of the cloud. Okay, in this case AWS. This we will be achieving in this course. How to do that, all these things we'll learn. And the second pipeline which we'll be learning in this course is whenever a developer pushes a code, an application will be launched on a Kubernetes cluster. So all these things we will be achieving in this course. And 80% of the DevOps works on Linux. Okay, that's why it is almost mandatory to learn about Linux, and that's what we'll be today. So how many of you know Linux, already know Linux, or is everyone from a Windows, means primary OS is Windows?
A little bit I know.
I can't hear you.
I know.
Okay, you know
We
little bit. Okay,
uh,
okay, so
Yeah, even I know.
okay, so
five.
I'll assume that nobody knows and I'll start. Okay, if it no, it is well and good. So first, so the Linux is an open source operating system kernel. Okay, so generally we call it as a Linux OS, but Linux is a kernel. Okay, so what is kernel? We'll be seeing in the next slide. So it is one of the open source operating system kernel. So open source means the source code of the kernel, okay, that is available freely on the internet, and we can modify it as per our own requirement. And so the OS can be even in MBs or in GBs as well. Okay, so the source code is freely available for the Linux kernel. That's why it's called as open source. And generally, and any operating system and even Linux OS, any Linux OS, it will always include kernel shell. Okay, some libraries will be there, utilities and system tools. So all these things we'll see in the next slide. And there is an interesting history about Linux, that it was created by one of the student in Finland in 1991 called Linus Torvald. Okay, on his name itself, the kernel is named as Linux. So he was working on one of the free Unix version, okay, which was freely available on on the website of Unix. He downloaded it and modified it as per his own requirement for some of his projects, and he shared it on the internet in his community that that I have done some interesting project. I have modified this kernel. If you have some suggestions, just let me know. I'll modify it as per the suggestions you will provide. So from then onwards till today, everyone is modifying it, and uh, at kernel.org you can even see its source code. Okay, that's why it's one of the very famous operating systems. So there are various Linux distributions available in the market. One of them is Ubuntu, which we will be covering in this course. Okay, so most of the exercises are Ubuntu 20. Okay, Fedora is one of the operating system. Then we have CentOS, Debian, Arch Linux, and there are many more. Mint, OpenSUSE. Some of them you must have heard. Okay, so Ubuntu and Debian, they are similar kind of flavor. Similar means the package manager used in both of them will be DEB, called Debian, whereas in Fedora, CentOS, okay, or Red Hat, it will be RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. That's how one of the way to distinguish the similar kind of Linux flavors. So whatever command will run on Ubuntu will is also applicable on Debian. Similarly, whatever commands we learn on Fedora, it is also applicable on CentOS. And on all the Linux distributors, almost 90 to 95% commands will be same. So even if you learn any Linux flavor, in this course Ubuntu, you will have a good hands-on. Okay, so this is the diagram for the architecture of a operating system. Okay, so the operating system comprises of a kernel, shell, and some utilities. Okay, so these are the utilities, our application, our VI editor, some of the commands which we are running, they all are utilities. Okay, so we cannot directly interact with the hardware of the system, or now as we are sitting on the laptop, we cannot directly interact with the hardware. Okay, so via shell we need to interact with the kernel, and kernel interacts with the hardware. So kernel understand the language of the hardware, that is zeros and one. Okay, so it becomes easy for a kernel to interact with the hardware. But this application like the Firefox browser or the PPT which I am sharing, it cannot directly interact with the hardware, so it uses kernel as the mediator. So kernel is also called as the heart of an operating system. So there is a particular reason why we are learning about the kernel. So every virtualization like VM and also the containerization is based on the kernel. Some of the features of the kernel gives us the possibility of creating the virtual machines and containers that we'll be seeing in the future. But remember, any operating system consists of kernel, shell, and some utilities. We cannot directly interact with the hardware of the hardware. That's why we use kernel as a mediator. So these are some of the commands which we will be learning today. Okay, so pwd print working directory. If you have to list some contents, it is similar to the dir command. Okay, so in the Windows, so ls is list the contents, then make directory, change directory, create an empty file using touch. Cat can be used to see the contents of the file, and we can also create a file using cat, we'll be seeing soon. So less command, sudo command, all these commands will be learning. These are some of the basic commands. So that's a short overview of the Linux. And so this VM is created. Okay, so I have cloned it. I'll just start it now. And you can go to this google.com and download putty. Okay, I already have it, but I'll tell you from where to download. The first one itself is a good site, putty.org. Just download it. Download putty. Okay, use the first option, x86 64-bit x86. It will download the installer. Okay, just and install putty. So when you search in the search box, it will show it here, putty application. Now go to your VM. It's not started it. Okay, so log in with the username and password which you provided at the time of installation. For the first time, we'll log in the console because we want to check the IP address which it has. IP, just press enter. IPA command. Okay, so this is the loopback address LO, which has an IP address 127. I cannot move the cursor inside it. And if you see the ENPS 0 S3, that is the interface of the VM, which has an IP address 192.168.1.11. So that's the IP which I have. Okay, VM. And make sure that go to settings and make sure, some of you may have the IP address in the range of 10. Okay, so at that time just check that the adapter which is connected is bridge adapter, and it should be your wireless, most probably wireless or some interface which it slits properly. Sometimes if you choose Realtek or VirtualBox, it will not work. I have a wireless adapter, so it has chosen properly. And I'm it should be bridge adapter. By default it is a NAT. Okay, so always choose it as a bridge adapter. So what happens when we choose bridge adapter? Just check the IP address of your laptop. Okay, that's the it will be the same as that of our VM. So I did IP config. I have my laptop got an IP address 1.3. Okay, it is in the same range or that as that of the VM, that is 1.11. They should be in the same range, otherwise we cannot access it. So from my laptop, now using putty tool, what I'll do is I'll just SSH. Okay, just enter the IP address of the VM. Okay, and you can also save it. Okay, I copy the same VM in the save session and just click on save. It will list it here, so the next time you don't have to remember it. And just click on open. Okay, again give the same username and the password. So is everyone able to log in like this in their VMs using putty tool? Just let me know, and if there is any issue they can share their screen.
Sure, sir. Right.
All good for everyone?
Just now I'm downloaded the putty. Give
Okay,
me a
fine,
minute.
fine. Yeah, I'll give you a few minutes. Just try.
Yeah, I'm able to connect. Yeah, connected.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So my one's still installing, not yet complete.
Installing what? Ubuntu or Putty you're saying?
Ubuntu, Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yeah. So maybe you'll have to do that tomorrow. We will be covering just basic commands today.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Fine. And every day I'll be sharing, not every day, at least for a topic, the link will be same. Okay. So for today onwards, for this week, okay, this will be the link. I'm pasting it in the chat. And remember, for every topic, the till .com it is the same. Okay, but at the end it will be the topic name. This is Linux. Okay, so sometime it will be this link. Okay, it redirects to some other link. Okay, so some redirection is there. Earlier it was this. Now it gets redirected to this courses dot something. Okay, so don't get confused. Both the links will work. So you have followed, I think, this two, three steps, and we have to cover this exercise. Okay. For covering this exercise, there are some theory for that. So we will learn all these commands today. Okay. You can stop me if anyone faces issue in the accessing VM. Okay, so one of the first command is clear command. It will clear the screen equivalent to CLS command. So in Linux, ls and pwd, these two commands you'll have to use often for the time being, until and unless you get used to the Linux terminal. Ls means list the contents of the current directory. there is nothing in my current directory, so it's giving an empty response. When I do pwd, it will print the working directory. I am in a slash home slash prayag. Okay, so in Linux, okay, everything starts with the slash, also called as root, but don't confuse it with the root user. There is also a super user in Linux called as root. It is equivalent to the administrator user in Windows. Okay, so this slash means starting from the beginning, that's why called as a root. Okay, and there is also a root user. Okay, don't confuse both. And in Linux, everything starts with the slash. There is no C drive, D drive, or E drive in Linux. Everything starts with this slash. So this is the beginning. Inside this slash, there will be several directories and files. And when I do cd means change directory to slash. And when I do ls, okay, you can see there are several directories. So the blue colors are directories. The green colors are scripts. Okay, and the white color is a file. And we need to learn how to navigate from one directory to the other. So there are various methods to achieve the same thing. So what I've done is I've just used the command cd slash. Okay, so this is the beginning of the directory structure in Linux. So there are various directories. Just go to home. Whenever we create any new user, its home directory by default will be in home. Okay, so just do pwd print working directory. I am in a slash home. Now suppose I want to go to run. So most of the times what we will do is cd run. It will not work. Why? It should be present in the current directory, then only it can work without slash. Okay, or the root directory. So if I want to go to run, I should know where the run directory is. But initially, if you are not used to Linux, then it's difficult to check where the run command when run directory is. So what we can do is, this is the starting point. So go to cd slash, just do ls. Okay, and then do run, cd run. Now if you check print working directory, I'm in slash run. Now if I want to go to this srv, I know it is under slash. So other method would be directly do slash srv. Okay. Now if I want to go to opt, the one of the method would be cd slash ls. In ls, just check if the opt is there. Yes, then just do cd opt. Okay, so either we can give the absolute path or the relative path. So the absolute path for this any of the directory slash boot will be slash boot. Okay, and the relative path means cd slash, and if I want to go to mnt, cd mnt, it will be a relative path. So both we can use either a relative path or a absolute path. If I do only cd, I'll come to my home directory. This is my home directory. For you, it will be your username. And if I do cd dot dot, I can go one directory back. Okay, so I was in slash home prayag. Now when I did cd dot dot, I'm one directory back. If I do only cd hash, okay, or a minus sign, I'll be coming to my previous directory where I was one step earlier. So cd command is to change directory. Everything in Linux starts with a slash. Okay, now let's learn the next command, that is mkdir. Mkdir will create a new directory. I'm creating a directory called dir11. Okay, just do ls, just do pwd. So I am in slash home prayag directory, and I have created a directory named dir11, which I can list in my present working directory. I can go to this directory using dir11. Just do pwd. Now to create a file, okay, one of the command is touch file1.txt, touch and the file name. But touch will create only an empty file. Okay, we can check the contents of any file using file cat command. So cat command can list the contents of file 1, but which touch command we can create only an empty file. So it's not listing anything inside the file1.txt. To enter the text into file1.txt, there are two methods. First one is cat command, cat greater than sign file1.txt. Just press enter and I'm entering some content. This is my file. After entering the content, just press enter and then do control D. This is one of the method to create a file. Again, I'll tell you, cat file1.txt, press enter. This is second line, press enter again and just do control D to save the file. Now if you see the contents of the file, so the cat command with greater than sign will create a file, and the with cat command I can also check the contents of the file. If you see properly, earlier I had written here this is my file, and then I have written this is second file, and it is listing only the latest one. Why? With single greater than sign it will override the contents of the file. If you want that it should not overwrite, always use double greater than sign. Double greater than sign means I am appending something to this file. This is a new line. Press enter, control D to save. Just to cat file1.txt, and now I can see both the lines and it has not overwritten it. So always make a practice of just doing cat double greater than sign rather than single greater than sign. So not most of the people use this method for creating a file. The most preferred method is using a vim editor. Okay, vi, or we can also say vim means it will show in some colorful way, vi will not show some colors. And the other editor is vim is a text editor, other editor is nano. Okay, and the third one is emacs. There are many others, but these three are very famous. vim and nano are very famous. In this course we'll learn about vim. Most of the people prefer vim and I also prefer vim. Okay, but other text editors are nano. So why there is a need of vim editor? Even though we can create a file with the cat command. So if I see the contents of file 1, okay, if I want to change this second with the first, the second word, if I want to replace with the first, I cannot do with the cat command. I'll need to use a text editor. So one of the text editor is vim. I'm doing file1.txt. Okay, so with vim I'm opening a file. Okay, now after opening a file I'm pressing L. So if I press L, okay, or I'm pressing P, okay, nothing is happening. Okay, so until and unless I press I, okay, I cannot write into this file. Okay, so every time to write into the file I'll have to press insert, and now I can move the cursor and make it first. Okay, so when I press enter in I key, okay, when I pressed I key, you can see at the bottom I can see insert. Okay, to save this file I'll have to press a key called escape. Okay, just now I pressed escape and now I'm in a command mode. You cannot see anything here. If I cannot see anything here means I can enter some commands. So the command which I'm running is escape. I press the escape key. Now I'm just writing colon. Okay, I just W means save, Q means quit, and just press enter. Okay, now if I see the contents of the file, the second is changed to 1 because I am able to edit the file using vim text editor. Again I'll open this file. To write into the file I'll have to press I key. Okay, when I press I key you can see insert here. Just to escape, and I don't want to save anything and just want to exit. Then don't use W is for save. directly use Q and press enter. Again, I'll open this file and I've added some garbage values here. Okay, and I don't want to save it. So to exit without saving, I'll press escape key colon Q and not. Okay, not means it is asking for a confirmation. With exclamation we are saying just don't save it. So just two commands you have to remember. I is I for insert to make any changes. After making a changes, to save it, escape colon WQ not. You can use not anytime. And to exit without saving, Q not. So remember I to insert text. Okay, escape colon WQ not to save and exit, and escape colon Q not to exit without saving. Exit, or you can say quit as well. So if you go to this VIM tutor, excuse me, just VIM tutor. So there are various options on how to use VIM editor. So if you are interested, if you want to learn more, just go to VIM tutor. Okay, so it will teach us how to use VIM editor properly. So lesson first 1.1 is moving the cursor. If I press, so what it is saying is just press H key. Okay, it's not doing anything. I'll go here now. Just press H key, it will go to left. If I press K, the cursor is going up. If I press L, the cursor is going right, and if I press J, the cursor is going down. Okay, so in any VIM editor or in any file, if you want to move the cursor, we can use HK LJ keys. Okay, up down left right. Then just now we saw how to exit VM without saving. Okay, escape colon Q not. Escape is not escape. See here it is given. Press escape key, then colon Q not to exit VM editor without saving. Then if you want to delete something, like I want to delete this R, I'll press X. Okay, it has removed R. If I do escape U means undo whatever was done. So similarly, you can learn. So just now I said press I and type in the necessary additions. Okay. When I press I, you can see here I is there, and I can write anything into the file. So just go through it if you are interested. Okay, having a hands-on on VM editor is very much useful. So any question anyone has?
No prior permission.
Okay, good. So let's learn few more commands. Okay, so we know that with cd command I can go to my home directory. Okay, with cd hash I can go to my previous directory. Okay, and there is one cd and this tilde sign. Okay, this will bring us to our home directory. So my home directory is /home/Prayag. So this cd tilde will bring us to our home directory. So let's run a few more commands, that is copy, cut and paste. So in Linux, the to copy the files we'll have to use the command cp. Okay, so let me go to dir11 directory, create one more directory, sub dir11. Okay, I'll go to sub dir11. I'll create a file 11.txt. This is my file 11. Control D to save. Okay, I'll go one directory back, just do pwd ls. Okay, so in dir 11 I have file1.txt, and in sub dir 11 I have file 11.txt. So if I want to copy this file 1, okay, into sub dir 11, I'll just use the command cp file 1 sub dir 11. Okay, just go to sub dir 11 and check if we have copied the file properly. Yeah, so we have copied the file. Now I'll create mkdir dir 12. Okay, I've created a directory called dir 12. I'll go to dir 12, and if I see there is nothing inside it, I'll go back one directory, I'll do ls, and if I want to copy the dir 11, okay, inside dir 12, I can use the command cp command, but if I do enter now, it is saying omitting directory. Okay, for copying a directory we have to use -r option, so we don't need to remember everything, it will give us a warning. So if I do cp-r dir 11 to dir 12, just go to dir 12 and we can see it has the contents of dir 11 as well. So to copy a command, to copy a file, just use cp command, and to copy a directory, just use cp-r. Now suppose I want to rename, okay, dir 12 as dir 22. So I can use the command mv dir 12 as dir 22. Okay, so it is just like cut paste also, you can say, but here there is no cut command. There is a cut command, but it is not the same which we are thinking. So in Linux, the cp command is to copy the file, and mv command is to cut and paste. Or we can also say we can rename it. Mv command is also for cut and paste and also for uh, renaming it. So what I'll do is I want to move this directory dir 22 inside dir 11. That also I can do with mv command. So if I do ls, it is the dir 22 is no more here. Just go to dir 11 and do ls, and we can see dir 22 is here. Now if I want to rename dir 22 with some other name, okay, new dir, so I have renamed it. I can also rename the file using file mv command. File 1 can be renamed as file 2. So mv is for moving the files, and cp is for copying the files. So suppose I want to remove this file, I can use the command file2.txt, and if I want to remove a directory, now dir 11, it will give us a warning that it cannot remove, it's a directory. For directory like cp command, we have to use -r. Okay, just use -r option and we can delete the directory as well. New directory is deleted. So -r means recursively means whatever is inside that, remove that as well. So when we copy a directory as well, when we use cp-r command, we are saying that recursively copy the contents and the of the directory, subdirectory or sub files in it. R means recursively. So I think that's it for today. Okay, tomorrow we'll cover more on users and group and permissions. So if you already know, you can ignore this exercise. This is a very simple exercise, but those who don't know Linux can go through this exercise. So everything is not so easy in this course, okay? But uh, I'm going from means very easy to moderate, then to the hard ones, exercises and topics. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see the user and group management and how to do super using sudoers. So if you have any question, let me know. Otherwise, it's okay for today.
Uh, Hi, So, prayer, sorry. Uh,
Yes,
so the class duration is 2 months or how it will be?
it is 45 to 60 days. Okay,
Okay, 45 to 60 days.
45 to 60 days. Yeah.
Okay,
So this recurring meeting I have kept till 31st of May. So I'm assuming that till 31st of May the course will be completed.
okay,
It's a vast course, and most of the times means like now also you can do exercise along with me. So this 20 minutes are for doing the exercise in the class itself, and if you have doubt you will share the screen and I'll solve those doubts.
okay.
And if you don't come up with doubts, we can complete it in 30 days as well.
No, it's
It has happened. It has happened. One
yeah.
of the batch didn't ask me any question, even I asked them, and it was completed in 35 days.
No,
Yeah,
this course is amazing.
it is very
Each topic
vast.
has different, yes, yes.
Yeah, it is very vast. Everything of the DevOps is covered here, but I'm not able to means cover most of the Linux. Okay, but this much is sufficient. I will not cover the administration part of it, but
Yes,
I'm
yes.
just make you used to Linux. That's it. So complete all the exercises. The strength of the course is exercises. It's planned
Yes.
properly.
No issue.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, then tomorrow same timing or what is the time?
Actually, it is 8
Nine.
to 9, but you tell me. I sometimes I can come 7:30, not always. So it's up to you. Should I inform and then you'll join, or it will create a confusion?
No, it will create a confusion.
Yeah. So let's keep it 8
Yeah,
if you want.
yes. How other guys say you can ask.
Yeah. But I think it will create a confusion. Let's stick
Yes,
to one
yes.
time. Yeah, 8 o'clock. Just a matter of few days. On weekends we don't have classes, so you can take some rest on
Sure,
weekends.
sure, definitely.
Brog, if possible to make it the class in 7:30 in India time, so that time we can make it at 10
So
o'clock here.
what happened is today I'm doing work from home, and I'm
Okay.
not sure if you're aware about the Pune traffic. If I leave at 7 o'clock, I may or may not means most of the times I leave at 6:30, and I reached by 7:45.
Okay.
That's why I didn't say for 7:30 every day.
Okay then. Because why asking means morning we need to go to office, right? So
Yeah, I
that's
can
why.
understand. What's the time there? 11.
Yeah, 11. So if we are going to start, I mean India time 8 o'clock means here 10:30. So 11:30 it
Yeah,
will finish.
yeah, it will be
Moreover,
11:30.
11:30 or 11:45 it will complete.
Okay, so what I'll do is let's stick to 7:30. I'll try from tomorrow onwards. Okay.
No, Parag, I think it's in hurry you don't do. I know that Pune traffic, I'm living in
Yeah,
Cockroach only. So in
yeah,
hurry it should, yes. If Satish, you don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay, no issue. Yeah.
yeah. 3 days I have to go office. From
You are
tomorrow I'll
living
be
in,
going
means you are working
Viman
in,
Nagar. I'm working in Baner and I'm living in Viman Nagar side.
okay,
It's almost 1 hour for me.
you know,
Minimum 1 hour, maximum one
and from
1 hour
Indore,
30 minutes.
Indore
Yeah,
it's completely, I understand. Okay. No issue. Okay.
yeah.
But some days, if you happen to, we can start early, right? You can inform us so we can join early, like that.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, I can do that, but it should not create a confusion. Then I will have to wait half an
No, no,
hour.
Yeah, yeah. But for example, when you work from home, something like that, right? So we can start
Okay,
early, bit early. Yeah,
I'll try. Yeah, I'll do
yeah.
that.
Just
Yeah,
inform us in the morning itself or
yeah,
afternoon. We
fine,
can
fine.
we
Yeah,
can plan accordingly. Yeah.
yeah. I'll just say today I'm doing work from home. That's it.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Got
fine.
it, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to your
So
convenient only. No,
yeah,
no, no pressure.
just
Yeah.
for my information, Suresh, your primary OS is
VMware. I'm from
no
VMware
OS.
background.
I'm asking Windows
OS,
or
Linux and Windows both.
okay. You are comfortable. What about Padmanand?
Windows is majority.
But you know Linux.
Yeah, 5%.
Okay, fine. How about John? Okay, I think some mic
John
issue.
also can do Linux and Windows.
So everything is comfortable with Linux here, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Our team, the CPF team, is comfortable with Linux also.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sandeep, you as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's good then. Then I should have covered user ad as well today. Okay, fine. We'll cover it tomorrow. Most of the
No issue,
Linux.
no issue.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, guys, then
Okay,
thank you.
then. Yeah, thank you.
We just go
Let's.
with the flow, or we need to do any prerequisite or anything. Just we need to complete before
Yeah,
coming
you
to the
can
post.
share your screen. Tomorrow, you just need a one VM. That's it. The
That's
same
all,
as
right?
today. Yeah, that's all.
Nothing
Which
else.
should have a connectivity with the putty.
Yeah, yeah. All
Oh,
those are ready. Yeah, we
yeah,
can
all those
continue
are
that.
ready. Yeah.
Mm.
Ron, you told me right before we start the class, you will share something like how to
Yeah.
work on MacBook.
Oh no, not on MacBook. I was going to say something else. Okay. I
No,
was
it's
saying that
because when I'm trying to open the virtual box, also it's not opened. So that's the
yeah,
reason.
there is some other software we need to use for virtualization. I don't remember its name. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but two of my students never got it running. If you see
Okay.
any expert there, then you'll have to see.
Okay.
So I was saying that there is a one site, play with Docker. Okay, if you go to this website, play with Docker, just type play with Docker in Google just for few days until your VMs are ready. Just do login here. Okay, we'll have to click on this. So it takes a login from Docker Hub. So we need to have an account in Docker Hub.
I think you are
Hub.
talking about like VMware Fusion, that one, right? That is virtual machine creation for MacBook. You're talking about
So
that one?
no. See, just now I typed play with Docker. Okay, and I logged in. Okay, uh, they are full of capacity. They will give a temporary VM to play around for some Linux commands or Docker commands, but they are full. Let's see, play with Kubernetes is also there. Yeah, let's see. I'll log in with Docker Hub. I have already have an account in Docker Hub. There seems to be some issue with their site. I didn't sign in. So it's a bit tricky to log in into it. It gives us a VM and we can practice, but it's not working today. Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell. And if you have a MacBook, then other method would be you'll have to spin up one VM in the cloud for practicing. If it doesn't work, VirtualBox doesn't work on your laptop.